Hello everyone, this is Romano, and we are here for some decks for the new expansion. So WHIZBANG'S Workshop is actually a pretty cool set. If you haven't seen any review by the time this video is being uploaded, the expansion should be out the day after, so you have some catching up to do. But yeah, you can look up the review I did with Engine and Martian on Martian's channel. It was pretty fun. I hope I can do that again. But yeah, today we are here to look at some decks that I find are going to be really fun in standard and how we can transfer this deck into wild. That's something I really like to do. Every time there is a new deck in standard, I try to see how we can fit it to go wild. And we start with Knight. So you might say that we only have two runes. We don't have a third rune. And there is a reason for that. Basically, this is Handbuff Knight. Handbuff Knight is something I've been trying to do and to make work ever since I saw the card Blood Tap. Way back in the day when it used to spend 3 corpses and it was a 2 blood rune card. So we had some great use for this card with the Nerubian Swarm Guard and the Hollow Hound, mainly. But this set, they introduced the Spinel Fenstone that buffs undead in your hand, and also the Amateur Puppeteer, which has miniaturized that synergizes really well with hand buffs, plus the Quilter. So part of this nice set is centered around hand buff. Love hand buff, one of my favorite mechanics. So what we're trying to do here is to generate a lot of corpses in the early games, for the bagger, the casualties and stuff. We use the draw engine of Rainbow Death Knight with Acolyte of Death, Chill Baron, and Propagation to generate corpses and draw so that we can buff our big boys like the Swarm Guard, the Quilter, and also the Seamstress. That even with just Lifesteal on Rush is already pretty good. If you want, you can add Reska into the mix, so you'll have a rainbow deck because she has a Frost Rune. And yeah, that's the version in standard. In wild, what we can do is use the recently reverted Construct Quarter in combination with some pretty good undead in the Foul Egg, which is good to get buff and good to get destroyed with a quarter. We are playing Nerval Weblord, that is honestly, I think, pretty good. I would say that because we don't have a lot of Battle Cry, except Swarm Guard and Lotip, and the Chill Phone, I would say Nilbur might be pretty good in this kind of deck. But other than that, we are also playing the Gnomenture, because in a while we're going to see a lot of Reno decks that are not always going to have minions on board, so this is basically just charge. In the same way we can use the Quilter. But yeah, most importantly, the Quarter is really here to make some noise. Next up, we have Paladin, Handbuff Paladin. Yeah, we're going straight ahead with the Handbuff first. So in standard, we are going to use the newly released Painter's Virtue, which might be one of the best handbuff cards I've ever seen. If you guys remember in, I think it was Ministry of Gadgetan, there was a warrior weapon without lifesteal, same stats, that used to give 1 minion in your hand, +1/+1. That was pretty bad. This one is pretty interesting, because we can use it with a deckhand that is going to be in the core set this year. So this gives you access to a lot of charge, as well as Leroy. And we are playing the Excavate package, because the reward in Paladin is centered around buffing minions. In this, we use a lot of rush minion, like Dombelia, which is actually pretty good. The new plushie, and we also use Ziliax. So Ziliax, basically, you can unbuff it. There is a lot of combination that works well with buffing in hand, so you can do whatever you want. In Wild, however, we are going way lower. 4 mana is the highest you go in the deck. So basically in Wild, what's happened is that Deputization Aura is super good with charges and with Samuro. You can Aura on 3, Samuro on 4 to clear a full board and get back to health. Get back to full health, sorry. And you also have access to Crystology and Night of Anointment, drawing you the Aura and the Conviction. We are not playing the plushie. I was trying to fit the plushie in, but I felt that it was just a bit, too much. Playing one Shroom Excavate for the funsies, I think it might be the flex spot. I don't know. You can put, Shroom Excavate, plushie if you want. I think this might be the flex spot of it. But yeah, we're going really low. I'm playing a lot of chip minion with the boar and some deckhand and trying to go under our opponents. Next up in standard, we have Handlock. Handlock, a fan favorite of many people, including I. And yeah, I just love Handlock. So what I try to do is use Molten Giant, Mountain Giant and Table Flip, which I think are all going to be core in Warlock this year, in combination with the self-damaging package in Barrington Imp, Crescendo, and Craze Conductor. Meaning that you can get your Imprisoned Horror and your Molten Giant for free rapidly, but you also have access really powerful card in the Dark Alley pack that got buffed to give tone to the minion, and the Forge of Will that works incredibly well in this kind of deck. But also Ziliax, because why not, after all? Ziliax seems like a good card that you would like to put in every deck. One Sketch Artist to tutor either the Spellstone, Table Flip, Drain Soul, Defile, you name it. We are not playing a lot of 1-drops, actually no 1-drop at all, so we are not playing Chaotic Conception in that deck, but there might be other version that I try to use Big Demons that we saw in this set, or stuff like that. In Wild, the best example we have of Handlock is Evenlock. And Evenlock might actually be kind of, yeah. Table flip in Evenlock seems kind of nutty. You can play this really easily. We still have the good old combo of Sea Devil Stinger, Gigafin to clear every board. We also have access to cards like Raise Dead, that are super good in this deck. Anesaron, still here to make Evenlock seem like a real deck. One Soul Rend, because we have Table Flip now, so between Soul Rend, Defile, Table Flip, you should have enough ALE. Darkbone now, Darkbone got buffed from a previous Twist season, so it tutors the Raise Dead, the Defile, the Drain Soul, the Soul Rend, or Table Flip, basically any spell, and the Dark Impact. Okay, so it draws a spell, basically. We are still going with double Battleground Battlemaster because we are going to see a lot of Rinsoul decks, so we need lethality to get through. But other than that, yeah, the deck seems pretty cool, pretty streamlined. I don't see what else you can put in. Maybe the Cult Neophyte and the Neural Wavelord are like the flex spots. I am expecting a lot of Reno Quest Mage, a lot of Reno decks in general, so Weblord is going to be a great card, I think, in meta. Next up in standard, we are going to go with Priest, but not any kind of Priest, Dragon Priest. I've always been a fan of dragons in any class, and I have to say, this Priest set might be one of the better Priest sets I've ever seen. The addition of Time Wander Zaremi, that gives you an extra turn, but only once per game. I'm wondering what card you could print that's once per game. Yeah, this card is going to be broken. It's not going to stay at 5 mana or 5 dragons for the condition long enough. It's going to be really good. So I'm going with the Gaslight Gatekeeper Playhouse Giant combo. That actually seems pretty good. I heard this idea by Martian. When I first saw the deck, I was thinking of Cersei Drifter with like Pip, all the 1-drops that go for cycling. especially because in standard we have access to Chip Surgeon, one of the better cards in Aggro Priest in the wild. Creation Protocol, Power Synchronize, and Scale Replica all gives you consistency to get your dragons. And yeah, basically this deck is gonna be able to like cycle fast, play a lot of chip minion, chip dragons, get your Zarimi with Drifter or play House Giants, and killing the opponent. Because yeah, it's a tempo deck in which we haven't really seen in Priest. I mean, a tempo deck with Lethality, so that's really fun. Dragons in Wild, we are going with Reno Priest. So okay, this is really interesting because I haven't built a Reno Priest in a long time. So what we're doing is Reno Priest with both Raza, which is kind of cool. So no Anduin, but we play Reno because it's cool. Zaremi and Benedictus. So basically all our important cards are like 5-drops. Except Benedictus. We don't play it, but yeah, we only play Shadow Spell. We try to go on the board. We try to go a bit more tempo-y. Try to push some chip damage and finish off with the Raza. So what dragon card are we playing? We're playing Cleric of the Scales. If you're holding a dragon, discover a spell from your deck. Good. We are playing the Twilight Whelp just as a chip dragon. And the Whelp for some consistency. Reno Scale, which has actually been really popular in Reno Priest lists the past few months to go against combos. We have one Dustbreaker because I love this card. Intimidating Psychic that got buffed just before the rotation, giving you 2 cards from your opponent's hand, so you can have a better idea on what is in your opponent's hand, so you can squeeze in a dirty rat. And yeah, just some good card, a mantle, ETC. In ETC you can put Light Burn, you can put a second Raise Dead, you can put Astalor if you want. Yeah, basically just good card Priest. What I'm thinking is that maybe we should still put some space for the Colossal. Because Colossal is still a pretty good card, I would say. But I couldn't find the right stuff, so maybe like a card like Palm Reading may not be the best in this kind of more board deck. But yeah, we never know. And finally, last deck in standard, we are going with Hunter. So Aggro Hunter. I'm really excited about Hunter for this set in both standard and wild because the location, Jungle Gym, seems kind of nutty. Deal 1 damage to a random enemy, repeat for each friendly beast. So you can do up to 7 damage per use. It has three durability, so it's consistent damage over turns. And with cards like the Earthy Rampage, that summons 6 1/1 hounds, and if you can't fit one, it gives the other +1/+1, meaning you either have 6 1/1, 5 2/2, 3 3, 3 4 4, 2 5 5, or 1 6 6, which seems really bad. But it's a lot of pressure. It's a lot of pressure and a lot of minions that go well with the Bunny Stomper, the Painting Canvasor, Spell Up, which I think is going to be really good in this deck. We are playing also a slight small spell package, like chip spells, to go with Mental Shaper. That seems like a good card. And yeah, basically just good old Aggro Hunter, but between Ball of Spiders and Saddle Up and Patchwork Pals, which is actually a really great card, the deck is not gonna lack resources in hand. So good old mid-range Aggro Hunter, we love it. And in Wild, we all know that the version of this deck is Copper Hunter, by the name of the person that made the first version of the deck. Small Beast Hunter using Harpoon Gun, that did not get reverted, but it's alright. We try to cheat out Buzzard, Pack Mules, 1-drops to go with the Buzzard, draw a bunch of cards, play a bunch of minions, swarm the opponents, meaning that Jungle Gym is really good in the deck. It's going to be really good. We always have a lot of minions on the board. Fetch is also going to be really good, tutoring either the Wild Spirit, Sneaky Snake, or Serpent Bloom. Serpent Bloom is one of the most important cards in this deck, in combination with Dreadscale, and the Jungle Gym itself is really good with Acid Mill. So we play both Asimov and Dreadscale in the deck, which is really fun. We also have the Unnerved Wild Spirits that are really good, and the Rhino for some lethality, with a Timber Wolf, all discounted other discounted minions. That's gonna be it for this video. I hope you enjoyed the deck. I'm gonna put the codes in the description. Don't hesitate to comment about the deck you liked or didn't like, even if you do. I like all engagement. And yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoy the content, and I'll see you on the next one.